2018 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series returns to the circuit when we head to Hockenheim over the weekend of the 15th and 16th of September. An enormous crowd joined us for American Fan Fest in 2017 to see some NASCAR racing, some pure racing. There's even more up for grabs in Germany. It's the semi-finals of the championship, which means it's double points. Who's going to claim the win and take the checkered flag first? Who's going to get maximum points? Welcome along to the Hockenheimring in Germany for round 9 of the 2018 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. We're here for American Fan Fest. The same format as usual in terms of the racing. 2 divisions in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. Elite 1 is for pro drivers, where Fred Gabion is the championship leader, and Elite 2 is for young and for amateur drivers, where Ulysse Delceau leads the championship coming into this weekend. The Hockenheimring is steeped in history, having held Grand Prix here since the 1970s. We're on the 3.7-kilometre circuit this weekend. Races will be held over 17 laps, but it's double points because it's the semi-finals. Let's go on board a lap with Alexander Graf.
Welcome guys around Hockenheimring for a lap with me, Alexander Graf, in the Chevrolet Camaro number 77 for Memphis Racing. We are right now at the main straight at the start of the lap, so we're going into the first corner right there. Oh, I missed a little bit, but what the heck, we're going full throttle anyway. Up the 4th gear, and then we're going quite hard braking down to 2nd gear right there, full throttle. Right now you can see the car is pendling a lot because we have a lot of power. It's almost 450 horsepower is those NASCAR cars, so it's tricky to handle everything without any kind of stabilization like ESP or traction control or ABS for that point also. So we're going here into the 3rd corner. It's a double right one, and right now we are in the classic part of the track where the Mercedes Tribune is. This is a tricky one also because we don't need if you go in 2nd gear or 3rd gear, but I presume I'm still going to stick in the 2nd gear. Now we're at the drag strip up the 3rd gear into this one, cutting some curves right there. Oh, missed a little bit, but use as much as the track as is possible. Oh, and there we have a miss number 2 on this lap. But it's my first time right here, and we can see I'm going to do an overtake right there. Oh, on the outside, nice. And you can see me going through the last corner right there, trying to do as good lap as possible. But it's the first time right here, so there you got it.
Well, after the races that took place at Tours, the World Oval Challenge, the Speedway in France, the number 3 car of Fred Gabion would lead the championship coming into this weekend. Fred having claimed his 2nd win of the season in the Oval Circuit in France. Alain Day, the reigning champion, is 2nd in the championship, and the double former champion, Luca Lasserre, sits there in 3rd. It's all rather tight. In qualifying, though, it was Loris Hazemans, the Dutchman, with his Ford from Hendricks Motorsports, that qualified on pole position. Alongside him would be the reigning champion, Alain Day, for Cal Racing with his Toyota. 3rd on the grid was series returnee Salvador Tinio Arroyo, making his first appearance since his home Grand Prix in Valencia. And 4th on the grid was the current championship leader, Fred Gabion, with the number 3 RDV competition Toyota Camry. Salvador Tinio Arroyo, then Stinis Longines was 5th quickest for PK Car Sport, and it was the Brax racing car, the blue car with the red flashes to it, of Alex Sedgwick, that was 6th quickest. Buckle up, we're about to go green here at Hockenheim for round 9 of the 2018 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. Neat 2x2 order. Over the start-finish line they'll go. Lights go out and away we go, and racing. Loris Hazemans gets the jump by the look of things on Alain Day. The two of them side by side up towards turn number 1, but it is the Dutchman that goes through to hang on to the lead of the race as the rest of the field all carves its way through the right-hander up towards the heavy braking area for turn 2. This is Bernie Eccleston cover that they're coming up to now. Loris Hazemans leads. Alain Day slots himself into 2nd place. Fred Gabion going wheel to wheel with Salvador Tinio Arroyo for 3rd and 4th position. We ride on board with Alexander Graf, somebody wide and onto the grass. That was Stinis Longines, PK Car Sport Chevrolet Camaro that ran a little bit wide there. We're side by side. Salvador Tinio Arroyo looking for the inside line of a rather smoky looking Fred Gabion, the championship leader. Now, has he got a problem? There's still smoke billowing from it. There's a puncture. He's got a puncture. Fred Gabion, the championship leader, a double points race, is struggling for grip. He's got a front puncture, and everybody is filing their way by. That is a disaster for the Frenchman. Twice a runner-up in this championship, and problems have struck yet again early on in a double points race. He's going to have to limp the car back round to the pit lane and hope he can stay on the lead lap. There goes Jerry de Vert past him as well, the number 78 Brax Racing machine. And Fred Gabion will be able to continue in this race. He will get the car back to the pit lane, but any hope of what could have been a good victory is probably gone for him now. He'll need a lot of luck, a lot of help, maybe some safety cars if he wants any sort of result at all. And his main championship rivals, Alan Day and Luca Lasser, are all right at the sharp end of this very, very competitive field, which is filing its way up towards Bernie Eccleston Curva for the second time. Stinis Longines under attack from the number 73 car. That will be Wilfried Busenna. And now Busenna, by the look of things, is fighting away with Dominic Farnbacher. The number 70 Michu Motors car is looking to try and go around the outside at the hairpin. We've seen Dominic racing sports cars where he's got huge amounts of experience over the years, but it's only the second weekend of NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series racing. He did this equivalent race meeting last year at Hockenheim. And now he's put that number 70 car ahead of the 73 Knauf racing machine in the hands of Paul Gio. The next car he's going to want to try and attack is going to be the number 32 Go Fast racing car. That's the Ford Mustang in the hands of Romain Iniesta. There they go, sweeping their way through the very, very fast right-hander that brings them up towards the braking area into the Motodromo. And Dominic Farnbacher's looking for the inside line on Romain Iniesta. The two of them give each other just about enough room. Pure racing is this as they work their way out of the left-hander, and Farnbacher is through. Romain Iniesta needs to try and keep Wilfried Busenna's aspirations at bay. They come onto the brakes up towards Sachs Curva, bouncing over the curve. There's contact further back. Tomo Ferrando gets spun around. A little bit of contact between himself and Stinis Longines. The former two Elite 2 champions get together in the first Elite 1 race of the weekend here. Both are able to recover, but the damage is done for Tomo Ferrando. He is further down through the order and has lost a few more places than Stinis Longines after the pair of them just made the slightest amount of contact. There is number 11 Stinis Longines behind Kenko Miura having a good little fight. That's with Justin Kuntz, the number 46 Racing Total Ford Mustang. And here they come now up towards the braking area for Bernie Eccleston Curva. Justin Kuntz is going to try around the outside at turn number 2. That would give him the inside line for turn number 3 here, but the Japanese driver for Alex Caffey Racing having none of it by the look of things, hanging on to the place, and now there's a puff of smoke. Is that a problem also for Stinis Longines, the number 11 PK Car Sport car? Now, was he just a bit too heavy on the brakes there, turning up towards that fast right hand, or has he now got a problem as well? Side by side is Kenko Miura looking to sweep his way through, and I think there might be a problem for Stinis Longines. He also allows his father Bert Longines to go through, and also the number 1 car of Henry Tuamala also squeezes its way through, and Justin Kuntz, who's dropped to the tail end of that field. And problems now for Bert Longines, who's stopped out on circuit, returning to the championship at the wheel of the car that Anthony Kumpen was scheduled to have driven, but it looks as though that car is going to retire. So we're going to have a full course caution. They're in neat 2x2 order. We're about to go racing once more here. Loris Hasemans has led every lap so far. He's got to try and hang on to the lead from Alan Day, and as they charge their way up towards the start-finish line, we get back racing once more. Round 9 of the championship at Hockenheimring. Green flags fly, and who's going to hang on to the lead of the race? Is it going to be Loris Hasemans as they charge their way through the order? Of course, that's really helped our onboard camera car here, which is Fred Gabion, because he got the free pass under the safety car. He is now on the lead lap again once more after those puncture problems, and he could really minimise the damage to his championship hopes here if he works his way through the order at this restart. It's a fantastic restart from Loris Hasemans as Fred Gabion is picking off the cars one after another. Mauro Trioni is the next of the cars he's going to want to try and squeeze his way through. The Race Art Blue Motorsport machine lying just ahead of him. Mauro Trioni side by side with the Racing Total car of Justin Kuntz. Fred Gabion might try and squeeze his way past both of them here. The Frenchman, though, opts to just sit behind, turns his way up towards a double apex right-hander, past the number 46 car he's trying to go. He's got another Alex Caffey Racing machine. That'll be the car of Henry Tuamala just ahead. So he picks off Justin Kuntz. So already making more and more progress up through the order is Fred Gabion. Could be really one to watch out for in this one, after turning somehow the race around from looking as though he was on for a very poor finish. The safety car has helped him. He's back on the lead lap and he's carving his way through the field. Fantastic stuff. Lucas Lasserre at the wheel of the number 33 Mitsubishi Motors car, under real pressure here from Mark Goossens, who's going really well. He's had an up and down season, Mark Goossens, so it'd be great to see the Belgian driver get a good result. He needs to be conscious, though, that he's got Martin Dubeck not that far behind as well. Martin Dubeck also under pressure from Wilfried Busenna, but up towards the braking area, towards Sudkurve they come now. Lucas Lasserre still just about keeping the nose of the Mitsubishi Motors number 33 light blue car ahead. This is the fight for what is going to be 4th, 5th and 6th position. Lasserre was a little bit wide there coming out of the final corner, and that's going to allow Mark Goossens to draw himself alongside, and up the inside he goes as they head in towards turn number 1. Lasserre will try and brave it out, but he's on the wrong side of the circuit now for this corner here that they're coming up to, the heavy braking area at Bernie Eccleston Curve, and Mark Goossens is through. Lucas Lasserre just needs to make sure that he covers off any move from Martin Dubeck, and Martin Dubeck having his own little worries as well. Number 73, Willy Busenna with him. So that little quartet of cars in towards the double apex right-hand hairpin. There goes Loris Hazemans and Alan Day. There is Alexander Graf in 3rd place. Mark Goossens now in 4th position. Luca Lasserre in 5th place. Then it's Martin Dubeck and Wilfried Busenna. That gives you the top, half a dozen at least in this race. But out front and leading is Loris Hazemans, but he has been caught by the look of things. Hazemans runs very, very, very wide coming out of the hairpin onto the drag strip. They'll go round through the fast right-hander that brings them back in towards the Motordrome section of the circuit, onto the brakes and up towards Sachskurve as it's known, and as they then work their way through the left-hander, Loris Hazemans didn't exactly grab the apex there round through that left-hander, which puts him even under more pressure from Alan Day as they squeeze their way up towards the final corner. There's lock brakes from Alan Day. He tries to avoid the contact with Loris Hazemans. There might have been a little bit of a touch between the pair of them. Hazemans runs wide. Alan Day facing the wrong way. Another twist in the tail for this amazing race. It is Loris Hazemans that's going to come through and claim his first ever victory in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. Mark Goossens is through somehow into 2nd place, and Luca Lasserre comes through into 3rd. So problems for Alan Day on the final lap. Problems for Alexander Graf as well on the final lap. Hazemans claims the win. Mark Goossens is in 2nd. Luca Lasserre, they're in 3rd place. Martin Dubeck in 4th. Wilfried Busenna in 5th. Dominic Farnbacher in 6th place. Alan Day will recover. He'll go over the start-finish line in 15th position in the first semi-final of the weekend, which of course carries double championship points. Loris Hazemans claims his first NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series victory and heads towards victory lane. Let's catch up with the race winner.
Mega happy, especially with a race like this, where I really had to work hard. The victory feels even sweeter. So it was really close racing right up until the very last corner. So I nearly lost it as well with Alan Day in the last corner. I was completely sideways throughout the whole last 2 turns. So but in the end I came on the top step, so super happy with that.
So 3 very happy looking drivers on the podium, but the biggest smile of all goes the way of the race winner, his first race win in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. A happy Dutchman on the top step of the podium, Loris Hazemans, as the champagne flies at American Fan Fest. Great, great scenes after race number 1. And also claimed victory in the Junior Trophy for drivers under 25 from the number 7 machine of Martin Dubeck, and 3rd was Justin Kuntz. In the Challenger Trophy, Henry Tuamala claimed top honours from Mauro Trioni, and then 3rd was Dario Carzo. Well, as ever in the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series, as we travel our way around Europe, there's plenty to keep the fans entertained. Fans, whether they be young or old. And we managed to catch up with NASCAR representative who travelled from America to join us in Germany, Joe Balash, for his thoughts.
There's a huge amount of extra animations that are here at the racetrack. I think there's been a lot more promotion around this version of the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series here in Hockenheim. The action on the track has been spectacular, so I'm really impressed with what we've done to put this event on for a second time. And there's an amazing amount of American-style race fans that are here in Hockenheim. They have, they're wearing their American uniforms, they're wearing NASCAR logos, they're wearing NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series logos. They're excited about the on-track everything that's going on with the on-track. So it's really been pretty spectacular. The start of the playoffs have been very tough on a lot of people. Because of the playoff situation and it being double points, there's a lot at stake. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of people that are feeling that pressure. There's been a couple of last lap mistakes that have taken place in both Elite 1 and in Elite 2. And it goes to the old saying is, you cannot take a championship, but you can give it away. And you have to concentrate until you take that checker flag.
So our first Elite 2 race of the weekend coming up very shortly, but at Tours Speedway in France, last time out with the World Oval Challenge, a double win for the number 3 RDV Competition Toyota Camry of Ulysse Delceau. Not only saw him on the top of the podium, but he's also on the top of the championship points coming into this weekend. He has 243 points from Guillaume de Flandre, who's there in second place, and the leading rookie, Florian Venturi, is in third in the overall standings. In qualifying, it was Ulysse Delceau that had the best pace in Superpole and popped the Toyota Camry onto pole position. Paul Guillaume, though, at the wheel of his Knauf Mustang, would line up second quickest in the number 73 car, and third quickest would be the Racing Total Ford Mustang in the hands of number 46, Justin Kuntz, and fourth quickest would be the number 32 Go Fast Racing Ford Mustang of Florian Venturi. The third row of the grid would see the number 37 Knauf Racing Ford Mustang of Willy Busenna line up alongside the Memphis Racing Chevrolet Camaro of Guillaume de Flandre. Neat 2x2 order, 17 laps of racing about to get going here at the Hockenheimring. And as the cars head up towards the start-finish line, here we go, buckle up, we're about to go green. Round 9 of the 2018 Elite 2 Championship is go in Germany, and it's a good run up towards turn number 1 by the look of things for Ulysse Delceau. You can see just how crowded it is in the pack as we go on board round through turn number 1, but it looks so everybody has safely made it through the first corner. Ulysse Delceau opening up an advantage already by the look of things. He's got a couple of car lengths gap between himself and Paul Guillaume's Knauf Racing machine that sits there in second place, and it looked as though trying for third place there. That was Wilfried Busenna looking to try and sneak through into third place if at all he could. Beautifully clear skies here as we go on board with Felipe Rebello, the Brazilian, at the wheel of his PK Car Sport Chevrolet Camaro inside the top 8, looking to try and draw himself alongside Guillaume de Flandre, but he's on the outside line heading up towards the hairpin, and de Flandre brakes as late as he possibly can to try and keep the Memphis Racing machine ahead through the hairpin. There they go. The next of the cars behind is going to be Pedro Bonet and then Kenko Miura as well, but you can see the top 3 or 4 just breaking away a shade now. Everybody queuing up behind what is the Memphis Racing machine of Guillaume de Flandre at this stage. Early stages of the race, though, it's only the first of 17 laps of racing, of course, let's not forget. And already breaking away is Ulysse Delceau. You can see there he goes, round through. Last right-hander that brings them back in towards the Motordrome section of the circuit. The 2 Knauf Racing Fords sitting in second and third places, that being Paul Guillaume and Wilfried Busenna respectively. Fourth position is the number 32 car. There it is, the Ford Mustang of Florian Venturi as he flicks his way out of the left-hander and up towards the left and the right flicks that bring him up towards Sudkurve, which is going to complete yet another 3.7 kilometre lap here. Wilfried Busenna looking for the inside line on Paul Guillaume, is easily able to squeeze his way through. Now, Paul Guillaume is not in as strong a championship position, bearing in mind it's double points as Wilfried Busenna, so there may have been an element of team tactics around that shuffle of the order there, because that puts Wilfried Busenna, who's higher up in the championship now, scoops him up a few more points, doesn't it? All of which could be very important when we leave Hockenheim and head towards Zolder for the finals, which again are doubles points in Belgium in the latter part of October. So second, third and fourth altogether. Florian Venturi beginning to close up. It also looks as though Guillaume de Flandre has also started to close in now as well. De Flandre at the wheel of the Memphis Racing black and yellow number 77 car, putting the Go Fast Racing Ford of Venturi under pressure, but conscious he's also got the Racing Total number 46 machine of Justin Kuntz not far behind. But Ulysse Delceau is out front, controlling the pace. He's got the break, he's built the advantage, and now he can just maintain that gap that he has between himself and Wilfried Busenna, who's there in second place. Paul Guillaume at the wheel of the number 73 Knauf Racing car is coming under pressure and looking to try and squeeze his way through is Florian Venturi, and he's made it stick there as Florian Venturi. Guillaume de Flandre is trying to work his way through as well. De Flandre, though, finds himself down in towards the hairpin under pressure from Justin Kuntz, who's managed to sneak up the inside. So De Flandre looking to gain a place. He's actually lost one on that lap as the Racing Total number 46 car in the hands of the German goes through. De Flandre, though, a little bit quicker coming out of the hairpin. Is he going to sneak up the inside? inside? Yes, he does. Back up the inside instantly on Justin Kuntz. That probably delays Justin Kuntz now, the German. And now the PK Car Sport number 11 machine of the Brazilian driver, Felipe Rebello, looking to work his magic onto the straight, the drag strip that brings him up towards that fast right-hander again and into the Motordrome. And Felipe Rebello has gone through. He's squeezed the number 11 PK Car Sport machine through and ahead of the 46. So Justin Kuntz has lost a position frustratingly. He's going to look to try and turn the tables on the Brazilian as they continue around the lap. All of the time whilst out the front, leading the race, is Ulysse Delso. Here he comes over the start-finish line. Somebody running very, very, very wide further back. That was Paul Guillaume by the look of things, who's there in 4th place, but he's lost touch with the cars in 2nd and 3rd respectively now. But for Ulysse Delso, he is looking good for a win here. He has built the margin. He's had 2 wins already this season, has Ulysse Delso. He's got 3 in his NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series career, having claimed a win last year in the championship. And he's not under any pressure at all, unlike, by the look of things, Kenko Miura, who's got a queue of cars behind him up towards Bernie Eccleston Curva. Goes the number 2 Alex Caffey Racing Machine. His teammate Jesse Vartiernan right behind him. Gilles Linster's in the mix as well. And then it's the Brax Racing number 91 car in the hands of Tom Bonham by the look of things. They all head up towards the braking area for the hairpin. Further back, very late on the brakes, is Max Lancer, and he tags the tail end of Tom Bonham and rotates him through 180 degrees. The former world cycling champion facing the wrong way at the hairpin. He'll get the car recovered, but the damage is done, and that will drop him down through the order. The squabble, though, at the front of that little pack still continues. The 2 Alex Caffey Racing Machines, the white one of Kenko Miura, the black one of Jesse Vartiernan, who looks for the inside line but isn't going to be able to squeeze his way through. Vartiernan now coming under pressure from Gilles Linster, who's trying around the outside at turn 2 to get the inside for turn 3. That doesn't quite work, so the order still remains the same. Gilles Linster closes in on the brakes. Max Lancer's there now as well by the look of things. The Ford Mustang from the Club Motorsports has managed to catch up. New livery for that car this weekend. And also Pierluigi Veronese has tacked himself onto the end of that little pack as well. The BVR Motorsport number 27 car. So 5 cars all busy squabbling away. The 2 teammates at the front of that little pack as well. Kenko Miura, the Japanese driver, and the Scandinavian Jesse Vartiernan, who is a little bit slower coming out of the corner, so Gilles Linster thought he'd got an opportunity there. They all sweep their way through the right-hander. Again, Max Lancer also thought he might have a quick little opportunity, but the door ever closed. Fight is definitely on for 2nd and 3rd by the look of things, side by side. Wilfred Busenna under pressure and under attack from Florian Venturi, who's pushed wide and onto the curbs, which means that Paul Guillaume sneaks his way through into 3rd place. Then Venturi brakes as late as he can for the hairpin, way too late. Onto the brakes, onto the grass, bounces wide. So Busenna back to 2nd place. Paul Guillaume back to 3rd place. It's going to be Guillaume de Flandre there in 4th place at the moment. Looks as though it's Gianmarco Ercoli in 5th place, and the recovering Florian Venturi after his grassy moment is going to be down towards the bottom of the top 6. None of this will worry this man here, because Ulysse Delso has done exactly what he needed to do, build the advantage nice and early on, then control the pace from the front, and he at the moment is looking good for what would be victory number 3 of the season. There's still some traffic to deal with by the look of things. Francisco Parli is going to be probably the first of the cars that he might just catch towards the end of this race. In fact, there is the number 31 of Parli, who moves neatly out of the way and allows Ulysse Delso to pass without any issue at all. So Delso in towards the Motordrome section of the circuit. Still more traffic to deal with. The number 10 Chevy of Carmen Boix-Gilles is about to be caught by the race leader. Carmen leading the Ladies' Cup Championship and leading the Ladies' Cup element of this race as well. And she's going to move neatly off the line by the look of things. Yeah, allow the race leader to go through because it saves her having to do another lap around the circuit. So Ulysse Delso exits Sud-Curva up towards the checkered flag on the gantry. It's going to be a 3rd win of the season for the Frenchman, who leads the championship and the best possible start to his weekend here at Hockenheim. Ulysse Delso claims the win. Wilfred Busenna finishes in 2nd place. Great to see him back on the podium. And Guillaume de Flandre finishes in 3rd place. So the cars heading around the circuit on their slowing down lap before they'll then make their way in towards the paddock and victory lane here as part of American Fan Fest at the Hockenheimring. Ulysse Delso stands on the roof of his race-winning car. You can see what it means to the young Frenchman, and you can see what it means to his father as well, who runs up to give him a massive, massive hug. Let's hear from our race winner.
It's unbelievable, but because when I was a kid, I watching the German Grand Prix in Formula One, and win out Hockenheim. It's very mythical, and I'm very happy. This is my best victory after a tour, and really thanks to to my team, my fan.
Fantastic trophy in the hands of the race winner, Ulysse Delso. The champagne flies on the first Elite 2 podium of the weekend at American Fan Fest. In the Rookie Cup element of the race, Florian Venturi claimed top honours. Second was number 2, Kenko Miura. And third in the Rookie Cup was Pierluigi Veronese. In the Legend Trophy, Mirko Schultis on his return to the championship claimed the win from number 78, Jerry de Wert, and Renzo Calzanetti. And in the Lady Cup, it was Carmen Boikshill that claimed the win from Ariana Casoli.